Greetings folks, you probably know I'm a big fan of the Mobius. I use it for all my onboard footage, I use it on my hat for hat cam recording. Here's the Mobius Mini. This is an improvement over the original Mobius. The Mobius Mini can do 1080 60 frames a second, 720 120 frames a second. And the size comparison, just look at that. I often put the full-size Mobius out on a wing, and it can really upset the performance of the plane, especially if it's a glider with a big long wing. I have to balance it out with an equivalent weight and drag on the other wing. But this little Mobius Mini, you can just about put that anywhere and not worry about it and get great quality 60 frames a second recordings. It can take up to a 64 gigabyte card. It can do 30-minute continuous recording. I guess that's one downside. The battery has to be smaller to fit into the smaller size, so you can only do about 30 minutes continuous recording, but that's absolutely fine. I never really record onboard footage continuously for 30 minutes. But the thing I really like about the Mobius cameras is that they are very, very configurable. It's a little bit tricky to configure them, I suppose. You have to generate a text file on the camera. To do that, you push the power button and the mode button together and you get some flashing lights. Once the flashing lights have stopped, should have stopped by now, you let go of the mode button, let go of the power button, and then on the card will be a text file. You then copy that text file to your computer, change the configuration, then you save that text file back onto the card and do the same thing again. Push the power button and the mode button until those flashes stop, let go of the mode button, let go of the power button, and then you've written the instructions to the camera. Any changes you make won't take effect unless you do that same sequence of button pushes. So that's a little bit geeky, but once you set it the way you want it, you don't want to change it. So it makes it very simple. You have three modes: power button on the right, press and hold to turn it on, you get the yellow light. Mode button on the left hand side, and press it once, the light goes blue to change to the second video mode. Press it again, light goes red to change to photo mode. Press it again to get back to video mode. So you can set up two video modes. For example, you can have 1080-30 on mode 1, 720-120 on mode 2, and photos of the size that you want, and you can also do time-lapse photography or interval photography. So once you get it onto photo mode, press the shutter button, it just keeps taking photos in 3 seconds, 5 second intervals, or whatever you want. There's no Wi-Fi app. Wi-Fi apps are a bit of a waste of a time, really. They're fun to play with, but how often do you actually use them? It can be used for FPV. It does come with an FPV cable, which I will show you in just a minute. And you can also change some of the settings on your on-screen display through the FPV goggles as well. Okay, let's have a look how it comes. Nice little box. There's the camera in a nicely padded surrounding there. Might want to hang on to that to store the camera. We also get nothing else there. Here's the little tripod mount, which can be screwed onto the bottom of the camera. That is very nice. There you get some sticky back Velcro if you want it, USB transfer and charging cable, and we also get the FPV cable. What can we do with the FPV cable? So that just plugs into the camera. Then we get video out, I guess that's audio out, and that will be power in, so you can actually power the camera or keep charging the battery from an FPV battery or an external battery power source, so that's good. It means you're not limited to the 30 minutes of the battery life. Alright, well, let's have a look at the FPV performance. Alright, so I've plugged the USB cable in to the Mini Mobius, and I have the yellow and black cable plugging into a video transmitter here, powered by a battery. And that's being picked up by my screen, or it will be once I turn the camera on. There we go. So that's now acting as an FPV camera, powered by itself. Now, long press of the shutter button brings up the menu, and the mode button steps through the menu. You can set mode 1 movie resolution. I have it as 1080-30. Mode 2 I've got 1080-60. Angle of view, video quality, media format. You can choose MOV or MP4, doesn't really matter. Sharpness, saturation, metering, exposure, audio recording level, external microphone on or off. There's nowhere to plug an external microphone in as far as I know, but and it doesn't have a stabiliser as far as I know either, so they're interesting inclusions. Loop record if you want to, LEDs on and off, clip length, motion detection. You flip the image upside down, so I have in the past had mode 1 up the right way and mode 2 up the other way, so I could stick it on the bottom of a wing upside down. White balance, there's lots of good white balance choices. Auto exposure lock and video on screen display on or off. And you have even more configurability if you use the text file. Long press of the shutter button to back out, and there we are again. A very cool and highly capable tiny little camera. I love it. This is an awesome little highly capable lightweight tiny camera. This was brought to you by GearBest for the review, and thanks for watching.
The audio from the Mobius Mini is quite usable. It's equivalent to the other Mobius cameras, which do great audio. Quite usable for talking to camera, doing voiceovers and things like that. Equivalent to the other Mobius, which I found to be the best cameras for audio of these little onboard camera style cameras. Now we're inside the shed with a bit less light, so it'd be interesting to see how that works, and the ridiculous amounts of planes I've got up here. Anyway, they keep sending them to me. So the Mobius Mini, brilliant little camera, absolutely love it. It's half the weight of a normal, half the weight and half the size of a normal Mobius. By far the smallest and most capable camera for onboard footage that I've found. Awesome.